All right. You're listening to 89.1 WIDR FM. And we figured it out. So if you heard any of our back and forth there, sorry about that. Hopefully you enjoyed those few songs. All right. Well, thanks for joining us virtually in the studio. Can y'all introduce yourself and tell the audience who you are?
I'm Travis.
I'm Trevor.
And I'm Jaron.
Right on. And I know I've been kind of saying it, but where are you guys from?
We're from out here in New Orleans, and Jaron's over there in Baton Rouge, way down in Louisiana.
Yeah, Jaron separated.
A little hop, skip, and a jump from Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a couple hours.
Yeah, it feels like when we drive, so.
How's the weather over there, fellas?
Chilly.
Cold. So cold right now.
We had to drip the faucets last night.
Oh, wait, actually, I didn't know it got cold down there, for real.
This is
you should see the beginning.
What?
The beginning of the year, we had like a full-blown snowstorm down here, which was like super oddball, but the weather is shifting every year. It surprises us.
Yeah, it's been like 10 degrees with the wind chill like 0 degrees over here. So, yeah. But...
Oh yeah, I forget y'all are actually getting the full like Arctic blast.
Yeah, we're not built for that kind of weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been getting pummeled with this stuff for like a month.
My condolences.
But yeah, so how many times have you been up to play in Kalamazoo now?
So be the two times, and I mean hopefully more to come. But it was super cool experience both times going out and meeting so many cool people.
We've done the area a couple times because we've been out to like Ferndale and stuff like that. But yeah, Kalamazoo proper we've done twice, so we had a really great time too.
Yeah.
How did you hear about Kalamazoo?
I literally was scrolling on Facebook, and I think one of y'all had posted in like the DIY tour postings page, and we're just like, hey, we're starting to do house shows out here. And I looked at the pictures and I was like, that looks like a cool spot. We should go out there. And y'all were like the first ones to respond when we were trying to get that tour booked. So it was just kind of like, okay, it's meant to be. That's the spot. And then we went there, and it kind of just felt like a second home already when we like pulled up. So we were like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good little spot for us to keep come and visit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. I kind of forgot about that whole thing. So when we first started the venue, we were just trying to like gain more touring bands coming through the area. So we went on Facebook and we made that post that you saw, and I remember listening to some different bands, and I forget if you even had that new single out at that point. I don't think so.
I think it was like about to come out. I might have sent you like just a wave file of it on the side, like, hey, I know we have a bunch of stuff on Spotify, but we're gonna kind of sound like this when we come through. So shout out to y'all for taking a chance on us when like who knows what we were gonna sound like, right?
Yeah.
So how has your sound shifted over time, and what prompted that change in the sound?
I think there was just a moment where we had some member lineup changes, and I mean our band has always kind of gone through, I think, sonic changes every few years, just due to the fact that like there's always some like shift or some crazy event happening that like alters the course of like what we're on and what we're listening to, and we kind of were just sitting around like, you know, what's like one thing that we kind of both appreciate really well, or that we all appreciate really well, that we all grew up listening to, and a lot of that was just you know.
Yeah, it was specifically, I remember a conversation we had, and we were talking about like music that we all grew up on, because all of our parents are around the same age, and it was a lot of the same kind of stuff getting played, and it's like so kind of like a return to the roots almost.
Yeah. that new wave, that 80s. I guess you could call it post-punk, but like just the sound of what people were experimenting with in the late 70s and early 80s.
When that technology was still new.
Yeah, they're trying to refine it, I guess, and make it something that's ourselves. Or yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes when you start a project, you don't necessarily know all of like what exactly you want to make, and then you just kind of play around and you see what sticks.
Yeah, definitely. And ever since then, I feel like at least speaking from my perspective, it seems like all of us, it feels like all of us have never had more fun playing a set with our songs than we have like now. And I feel like we all kind of, at least for me personally, feel like we're very much more locked in and tuned into the music that's being played live. Whereas like before, I always kind of felt like us performing was still like us engaging like crowds and like worried about like the outside world happening around us. But it finally feels like there's some sense of balance and harmony whenever we are like on stage and the set is like starting. So it's a pretty cool feeling. Makes it all chaos worth it.
Also, I don't think I asked this yet, but this is usually how I open it. Can all of you introduce yourselves, say what instrument you play, who's all in the band?
I am Travis, and I play a multitude of vocals, synth, bass. Yeah.
I'm Trevor. I play drums and I hit spacebar on the computer.
I'm Jaren. I play guitar mostly, but also play the synth as well, and sing a little bit of backup.
Mm-hmm. Give yourself that credit. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, percussionist.
The fill-in.
The fill. That's an inside joke for later.
So how long have you guys been playing together as a band?
Tell him, Jared.
Yeah, tell him, Jared. It's your turn to talk.
Us three together since 2017, but me and Trevor have been playing together since end of 2015.
Wow,
Long time.
coming up on
10 years.
10 years.
I think it was 2 days ago was 10 years since the first ever Hey Thanks show, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It's a mix, right? It feels in one sense like it was like yesterday, but at the same time it feels like that wasn't even me that did that. If that makes any sense.
How did you all come
Yeah, a
together?
whole different.
Me and Jerem went to high school together, and once we went to UL, we started really trying to take music more seriously. So we started the band, played some local shows and stuff like that. And then when we needed a new singer, we had just played a show with Travis. He was in another band at the time, at a little local venue called the Boxer and Barrel out in Houma, Louisiana. And we had a great time out there. We thought Travis's energy was kind of nutso, and we were like, that'll be fun. So we hit him up. You like just got laid off by Kellogg's, so Travis was like, yeah, who cares? I'll come sing for you guys. And that's it.
Yeah, I just said fuck it. And oh, my bad.
Nobody called the
Forget.
FCC.
Yeah, please. I'm normal.
I hit him for you.
Yeah.
We promise we won't do it again.
Yeah, Freudian slip.
So what's the music scene down there like?
It's cool. There's I'll say there's the one thing about Louisiana is there is a lot of talented musicians, and I mean, yeah, I'd be lying to say that there isn't a scene. You know, there's all kinds of different niches and scenes, and amongst like, you know, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Houma. There, you know, if there's anything that's cool about Louisiana is that if a DIY or a touring band's coming through, there's bound to be like some artist or sound that is like, semi-relatable to what they're doing. So, it's pretty cool.
A lot of heavy bands too out here. A lot of good heavy bands.
Yeah, we got I Hate God that's from here. Good old Trent Reznor. He was from here. From early on, though.
I don't think I even do that. It's a fun fact.
Yeah, he did something. One of the 9 Inch Nail records was made in New Orleans, I think. Or something like that.
So how do you all go about booking shows? Either here
Oh Lord,
or
you
there.
you send an email and you send up a prayer,
Yeah.
And you say please, 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 please. I think that's what I said to y'all, right? No, I don't think so. Yeah, you just shoot out a bunch of emails. Hopefully, bands in the city so that you can reach out to them, and it gives you a good low basis. And you can be like, okay, what venues do you guys like playing at? What other friends do y'all have out in the area that we should look into? That's the benefit of doing it for as long as we have at this point, is you kind of build up a nice little contact book, and you can, I don't know, you can talk to a lot of people.
Easiest way to make friends, right? Since we're not in school anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just asking to book our band.
Yeah, and then next time when you come through, you got somewhere to stay.
Exactly,
because mostly because we bring the smash setup, and that makes people super excited to hang out with us.
I remember the first time you came over and played at the Rabbithole, my old little place, or it was called Second Impact at the time, actually. I saw you guys, you had that set up, and you were hanging with this one guy until 2 a.m.
Yeah, usually how it goes.
Yeah, I remember we were outside the first time for what felt like forever. Yeah, I think you had passed out in the van or something, or with us.
Yeah, I couldn't hang out in the house because I'm allergic to cats, so I was trying to stay out of the house as much as possible. But they were definitely getting some smash reps in.
Yeah.
Shout out John Schultz for hosting the Hey Thanks Folks the second time they came into town.
John Schultz.
Yes, we love John.
Yeah, John's constantly barging in on our DMs about releasing more stuff. So we're working on it, John. We're working on it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can talk a little more about that after we play a few more songs.
Let's go. What song's next?
Well, so far we've heard Forward in Manhattan.
Hey.
And I Belong in Your Arms. Did you guys want to talk about those songs at all? Or how you picked those before I play the next few?
And Chairlift is fired. Caroline Prolachek's project before she was doing her solo stuff. It's just fun. We love, a big fan of her, but that project as a group kind of is more cohesive to the sound we're doing. So we thought it fit really well.
Yeah, in Manhattan is Nation Language in general is just a band that we found as we were in the middle of recording and making our record, that it wasn't even through streaming or anything. We were at a venue out here, and it was playing over the speakers from somebody, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And oh, sorry, oops. Okay, what is this? And yeah, it was just really cool, a really cool sound, and I was like, this is exactly what we're trying to get into. So we did that, and that's why they're all over our recommends for songs now.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, next up we have Your Touch by Sundara Karma. And
Let's
then
go.
Lips Like Sugar by Echo and the Bunnymen. Yeah. So how did you create this playlist for tonight? Was that a collaborative process?
Yeah, we all kind of like sent some songs in, and it was really tough because we made a playlist and ended up we were like, okay, let's think of songs that were really important to us and really important to the band. And it ended up being like an hour, 30 minutes long or something like that. So fiddling it down to just the most important was really difficult, but we hope it is enjoyable and super cool and everyone loves it and us.
Yay.
I mean, hey, I think it's awesome. You know, I love some goth, new wave, post-punk, 80s music. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we tried to mix it up with a couple of things that like maybe were a little smaller, maybe a couple things that might be new to some people, not like big song like the Sandera Karma song. I feel like is like a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
That's I'm a big Hannah Diamond fan. Anybody who's into like all the PC music stuff, she like did a photo set for those guys for that little release, and that song is just like the mix is crazy. That's like a mix reference that me and Travis always go to.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your creative process like?
It's kind of, I mean, we don't really have a rhyme or reason when we're creating stuff. I mean, like some of the songs that were on the record were just like ideas that started off as maybe something me and Trevor would, jot down and demo out on the computer, and then we'd have Jaren come in and like give some collaborative ideas and kind of record stuff down as we went. And I feel like for the record that's on the way, by the time we got to like the 6th or 7th song that we like agreed was like definitely going to be an album song, we started kind of even going backwards to the demos and the songs from the beginning and started just workshopping those until they all came to like this cohesive sound. And but a lot of times it just starts off as a process with one or two of us, and then it gets kind of like passed around the circle, and then we like meet up and kind of rehearse it, because it's really hard to have a jam. It's hard to like get in a room and everybody just starts kind of like playing random stuff, and magically a song appears out of it. But there's sometimes that we have tried to do that, and through trial and error came up with a cool part that we brought back to the our studio space and recorded it through, and made a cool song from that one thing that we liked about our jam session. So it's not always in vain,
So it's more of like the organic kind of songwriting rather than, all right, guys, we're going to sit down and we're going to write a song now. So.
Yeah, we had a combo about that in the van, actually, about how like bands back then kind of just got to have that freedom because they would just have a label that would pay them to just sit in a studio for like 6 months. And so you could just kind of mess around. But
yeah, in a world where I feel like there is not as much time or money put in the music industry for people, I feel like it's hard to be a band that just goes in a studio and just makes stuff up on the fly, whenever you kind of have to like be your own booking agent, be your own promoter, be your own everything. And and a lot of that stuff is like very time consuming, but it's like the cost, I guess, or it's the price, I guess, to pay for music being as accessible as it is now too. So everything's kind of a double-edged sword. Do you have any comments on it, Jer?
Talk like that.
Nope.
But no, I think you kind of nailed it on the head with the writing thing. Because a lot of times we'll go and like look at it, and even if we're not adding stuff, maybe we're just moving like parts around and like changing the dynamics of like certain pieces, and that's kind of where I like to like fit in. if I'm not like adding a guitar part to the song, I'm like at least like giving it some different edge.
So, are you in the process of recording anything right now?
Always.
To be real with you, we're already recording songs for like a third record. Like we have an entire record that's pretty much done. We're just waiting on certain processes to finish, and hopefully some of that will be coming out next year.
But yeah, it doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop.
That's what the space is for.
Mm-hmm.
Release it. Let us hear it. We're begging for more.
It's coming. We got to make it right. We got to do it right. We feel like we used to release stuff, and sometimes we didn't do it as much justice as it deserved. So we want to make sure we do it right this time.
Yeah.
Have you been recording with somebody local?
So for the entire process of the second record, including Forward as well, a lot of the production and recording was done by like me and Trevor alone. We did outsource some of the live drums that are going to be on this record at local studio locations with some friends of ours that will be announced whenever the record drops. But for the most part, we mixed and we recorded and did everything except master this last record. So it's really cool to not only grow as musicians, but within the last like 2 years or so, we kind of have come up as mixing engineers and producers, and we're.
And I think it's just the same ethos like you were saying earlier, where it's like, we're going to be our own booking agent. We're going to be our own promoter. We're going to be our own marketer and all. So it's like, why not also just record our own music so we can do it exactly how we would want it to come out? You don't have to rely on trying to explain what you want to somebody else, because we already know what we want.
Yeah.
And it's like just getting the skills up to get to that point. And now that, especially Travis has kind of gotten there, it's like,
like Forward
would we go anywhere else?
Forward was like definitely the big changing point. It wasn't the first song that we wrote for this new record, but it was the first song of the bunch where, as I was mixing it, I was like, it kind of came together by itself really quick, and it really put into perspective like knowing that what I'm hearing is like what is coming out through the other end. When you go in a car or something, it boosted definitely my confidence as a mixing engineer. So we shipped that and wrote it as a single, and that kind of led it paved the way for the rest of the record's mixes, because I finally had a reference of my own work to base the rest of the record on. So it's cool. Jaron?
You did great.
On the spot.
Sounds lovely.
The running bit of this segment.
It's like, and Jaron, what do you have to say?
Away.
My favorite one is Forward. Y'all should listen to that one.
That's out.
Good thing it's the only one that is out. You guys have other music. It just doesn't sound like your current sound. Which honestly, it was really funny because you sent me that like the WAV file, which I totally did not listen to, and so I was expecting a completely different band when you played that first show, and I was like, huh? What? But I was happily surprised and excited, because I was like, man, I liked him before, but this is even better. So
I think that happens to a lot of people, because I think people book us and they are expecting like a pop punk band, or like we'll have like a touring act hit us up to open up, and we're like, okay, we'll come, but like it might not be what you thought was coming, but we'll be there.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun thing. It's going to be sad, honestly, when the record does drop, because that little funny bit won't exist anymore.
There's no surprise anymore.
They'll know what we are. It's like funny right now.
That's true. You should plan like one more tour before you release the record, and like you'll have the record for sale, and people like, all line up for expecting the pop punk, and they'll be like, oh wait, snap, let me buy that record.
Or we can do the opposite. The second the new record drops, we do a tour and we only play old songs. We just play nothing with the first record.
Always keep you on your toes.
Yeah, they'll never know what
Would you actually do that?
No.
Honestly, if time allowed, I feel like we would do something like that just to be chaotic. Just to like confuse people.
And if money didn't exist.
Yeah. If money wasn't real, we had infinite time.
And we could just have fun.
We would totally do that.
And these are the questions we ask every day, right?
Yeah.
But, so what?
That's why Jaren.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I said that's why Jaren's starting a commune with his fiance.
And hopefully he'll invite us.
It really would be fun.
We'll join.
He probably won't invite us.
Yeah, let's go.
So what has been your favorite part about playing in this band, and also your biggest challenge?
Let Jaren go first.
Yeah.
I want to hear what he said.
I mean, really one of my favorite parts, especially for this new like era of Hey Thanks, has been like learning and growing with my pedal board and my own tone, because I feel like pretty much throughout a lot of Hey Thanks, I was just kind of like I had tones I liked, but it was just me like kind of playing the songs. But now I feel like I'm like creating a tone for myself. Like this is how my like guitar sounds, not like, oh, this is what I like sound like for this song and for this song. Kind of having more of like a tone identity, I guess, if that makes sense. I feel like pedals have been always like a big like hurdle for me, because like they're tough. There's like a lot of knobs, a lot of lights, a lot of like different ways you can set them up and order them and this and that. But it's been a fun like learning process.
And chat, for those of you who don't know what a pedal is, for those of you that don't know what a pedal board is, what Jaren's trying to say is, I've grown as a musician.
They're kind of just like different flavors you can have for the guitar, right? I mean,
yeah, it's just like the color of my guitar tone, but I use this board to make it happen. I press different buttons to like turn different things on.
Yeah, you press the buttons with your foot. So in case you see all those little boxes down by the guitarist and you're like, what is all that about? That's what that's about. What have been some of your favorite recent additions to your pedal board?
The chorus pedal, which is like the backbone of this whole like record for guitar. So I think it's called the Astra. But it's like something I'm still like learning, because it's one of my most recent pedals. But yeah, I keep chorus on a lot.
What kind of effect is it?
True. How do I explain chorus? It's like, yeah, Travis, explain chorus for me.
I mean, I feel like every word I'm going to use just sounds like more, but like that's the thing that sucks about music is how do you explain a thing that is nothing but buzzwords, right? Like,
it's what the 80s sound like.
It's like, yeah, like the sound of the 80s is essentially just like chorus is what chorus is, because like every new wave, every jangly band anyone's ever heard has had probably some form of a chorus pedal like on their guitar. It's just that guitar sound that feels very modulated and feels very I guess warbly. I don't know if that's a good description, but it just makes everything feel a lot more colorful, I guess.
I'm gonna look up a definition.
Yeah, Trevor's gonna look up a definition for it so we can really get everybody filled in on here, because
this is gonna be a very informative episode of wombatmusic.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, please help us.
Yeah.
It's an audio effect that occurs when, oh wait, that's trying to get me to donate to Wikipedia. Chorus is an audio effect that occurs when individual sounds with approximately the same time and very similar pitches converge. That's kind of cool. While similar sounds coming from multiple sources can occur naturally, as in the case of a choir or a string orchestra, it can also be simulated using an electronic effects unit or a signal processing device. That's like Jaren's pedal.
Yeah, there we go. We all, yeah, I did see. That's a way better definition than what I'm trying to say.
That's what Hey Thanks is about.
Yep, we learn every day.
Yeah, what's your favorite part of the set and your biggest challenge, Travis?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, we're so, you know, it's so funny. We went so down the rabbit hole. No pun intended. That I like forgot what the original question was. My favorite part of what was the question one more time?
What is your favorite part of the live set now, and what is one of your biggest challenges?
Oh,
doesn't
my
necessarily
favorite part
have to be the live set either. Like it could be like
The
recording,
band,
playing shows, practices, writing, anything.
I think the funnest part for me is being able to, like, I guess on the creative side, being able to have a lot of creative influence now in a project, because my whole life growing up in bands, I never had the opportunity to be like a main writer for one. I was always just kind of like a singer that was like asked to join a band that people were already like, you know, pre-writing songs, and I was just kind of going in and making up, you know, whatever words on top of it. But this is the first time, especially like this record specifically, where like full creative control, even outside of just like us being able to write, but like being able to record it and being able to mix it exactly like the way we want to hear it. It's kind of been one of the most earning experiences I've ever gotten to have. Whereas the most difficult part of being in a band is probably trying to get shows booked. It's probably, yeah, I was gonna say, like, if there's one thing that 2026, 2027, whatever year decides would bless us with, it's somebody who wants to be an agent and not make us pay, like, not make us pay up front, and just like, you know, if you want a percentage, talk to us.
Damn, that'd be crazy if we like got somebody off of this radio interview. But yeah, if y'all are out there listening.
Yeah, if you're out there listening, booking agents galore, please
hit us up.
But yeah, no, like on a real note, that is like a pretty difficult part. I mean, we all have our personal emotional things that we go through, especially getting in a band where you hit like the 8 to 10 year mark. It's a really cool thing and a weird thing where it's like, you know, there's the questions of like, wow, I've done so much. This is something a lot of people don't get to like get toward to. And then there's the like, did I do enough kind of question? So like, I guess that state of mind can be a little difficult to navigate sometimes. But I think the navigation is kind of, you know, what they call the process, right? It's worth the experience, to even if it's happy or negative sometimes.
Yeah, and then I'll go real quick, just because we've been lingering on it for a minute. The fun thing for me is definitely these new drum parts. It makes me think about drums really differently, because we aren't really writing songs like from a drum kit. So like, whereas before it would be really just like, oh, Trevor's riding on the crash, you know what I mean? Big drums. Now we're kind of looking at it as like, it might be a song that starts on the computer. So then it's like, how do we translate programmed drums to the live set? And it's kind of fun because you think about patterns a little differently. And then the challenge I'll bring up has been the big box here. That was a big hurdle for us. We got our in-ear rig, and it's always a fun little experience getting it set up at all the different venues when we're going across the country, trying to figure out how the most effective way to get it set up and the smoothest way to get it rolling for everybody. But I feel like it's less of a challenge now. That was kind of our big 2025 thing, and I feel like we do get a big thumbs up on kind of passing that test now.
Yeah, y'all's place was a great example of us really like
Gotta call an audible sometimes.
Yeah, pushing it to the limit and being like, what can we get from like like a small mixer from this box, and we managed to figure it out in even like a space of that size. So like definitely boosted our confidence on being able to make the set work anywhere.
We'll do a house show. We'll do a stadium hall. We'll do it wherever.
Wherever.
So to those out there who do not know, who is Tommy? For those of who can't visually see Tommy right now like I can.
Yeah, I made sure Tommy was in here. Tommy is the most important member of the band. He is the rock. Without him, we are nothing.
Doesn't move.
He holds it down for us. Whenever we aren't sure, we can always lean back on Tommy and know that he's gonna be there. You know what I mean? Sometimes people can be fickle, but Tommy is not that. Tommy is forever.
Shout out
he's
to
our in-ear
Tommy.
rig box. he's our in-ear rig box, and we bring him everywhere. So we made sure he's in the interview today too. He's here, even though he won't say anything, but he's watching.
You're listening to 89.1 WIDR FM. And this is Wombat Music, almost at the bottom of the rabbit hole with...
Hey, thanks.
Hey,
Hey,
thanks.
thanks.
How did you come up with that name?
Is it Jared?
It was the name of a Wonder Years song we liked a lot back when we were pop punk.
Right on.
It's a pretty good song. It's like acoustic. I think it's like pretty like old.
Yeah, it also had an exclamation mark too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so back whenever the band was really excited, we had an exclamation mark. And
We're
then
still excited but stern.
We're very stern now, so that's why the period exists. Trevor's back.
Yeah, we're stern.
That's a funny place to walk in.
So you used to have an exclamation point? Actually? Or
Yeah,
no?
Yes.
and we would get mad when people wouldn't use that.
So instead of being like, hey, thanks, you're like, hey, thanks.
But see, when you pause like that, that's what makes people want to put the comma.
Yeah, you can't pause.
It's just, hey, thanks.
Hey, thanks.
No
Yeah, hey, thanks.
comma.
Like, imagine you're walking in New York and you try to be polite to like a really busy New Yorker. And you're like, I like your shirt. And he's like, hey, thanks. And he's like walking off already. That's kind of like the energy I like get from it.
Okay, I'm starting to see the picture now.
Yeah.
Big trench coats.
All right, so I just have a few more questions for you guys, and then we got a couple more songs to round out the evening. So,
The lightning round.
yes. Looking back at the history of the shows that you played, are there any that stand out above the rest?
I remember the first time we ever played in a basement was in Fredonia, New York, and we're from Louisiana and there's not many basements, so we were like, it's probably so funny hearing like for y'all up there, but we were so excited to be in a basement. We were like, this is so cool. Like we've never experienced anything like this, and there's shows down here and people just play music. So that's when it sticks out to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's like so many. I mean, like it's hard to remember a lot of shows like pre 2020 because the pandemic kind of just severed that whole part of history from my
nothing's
brain.
real anymore after that. So.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like recently it's like the Kalamazoo show. It was like actually for me like not to toot your own horn, but we did have any expectations for like what the tours this year were going to be with this new sound, and especially us not having like anything to really promote besides like one song. We went in expecting, the shows to be whatever. So when we turned up to y'all's place the first time, and it was like this just packed house of people, and like people just like vibing with music, we were like super surprised, and we're just like, dang. And it kind of it led to the rest of the tour for the most part being also pretty surprisingly like good, like every show had decent turnouts and stuff. So like that was a big fond memory. I remember we played with Issues. That was kind of a bittersweet show back when we were still doing the old sound, but we had a show with some members in the past, and it was a kind of a goodbye show almost, and that was like, and it was a pretty big crowd as well, but I remember it kind of being a crazy moment for me, seeing like people that introduced me to being in the band like kind of heading out. So that was a core memory for me.
And Jaron?
I wanted to give a shout out to Beaumont. Yeah, Beaumont, Texas is a spot, because we used to play Texas so much before the pandemic and a little bit afterwards. But we'd always like kind of pass through Beaumont and kind of be like just the spot we'd go to like to get to Austin or Dallas. But we played there recently, a spot called For the Record. That's been like some of the best shows we had in a while. Very welcoming shows. Like maybe not like crazy big crowds, but it's like people just going out and like enjoying music and like just being stoked to like have like this thing there. So just wanted to give a shout to them.
Yeah, something that I feel like kind of fell away from like the local scene in Louisiana, which was like all age venues, because that kind of doesn't really exist anymore. So when we go to places that not only are all age venues but have like audiences that are out and like hungry to listen to music and just be in a music environment, really speaks volumes for how much I guess it moves people in that area. So
yeah, I imagine when you're planning shows, like, I mean, is this true that a lot of them are at bars? Or what would you say is like the most like typical type of space?
Probably about like 60-75% bars. Yeah
bar venues. I mean for what we are able to book on our own, a lot of times it does end up being sometimes house shows and stuff. Like that's a good like 30-40% of the chunk. And I leave the last 10%, or if we still have 10% left, I'd leave that to very oddball situations, or like
a bookstore, like a coffee shop.
Yeah. Like that's like the 10% where it's like unexpected spot. Like recently, we played a really cool set at on a Texas run this last weekend at a place called Kick Butt Coffee. And it's like a spot, and I think, is it North Austin, I think, or something? But shout out Ernie, great sound guy. He's cool. But we went in expecting to play in some like, I don't know, tiny shop, and we had no idea. I guess we're also dumb because we just like don't look into things that we like say yes to. So like it wasn't until the day of us driving or the same week that I like looked up the page, and I was like, whoa, this stage looks a lot bigger than what I expect in a coffee shop.
Full PA, like, all set up. Yeah.
So
like, let's go.
Yeah. So that was another. That's part of that 10% where it was like a weird anomaly. Like,
yeah, there's a new venue that popped up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, that I hear is pretty good. Kind of forget what it's called, but it's at an antique shop. And so I've seen some really crazy like screamo bands where there's like the mosh pit like breaking out in the middle of this like antique shop, and I'm just like, oh no, a bowl in a china shop, is this a good idea?
I was gonna say that's like the weirdest spot to have, especially like out of all genres.
Don't break anything.
You could book. Yeah, it's like the owner's like very much like, don't break an object, but we only book screamo hardcore bands.
Well, they also had like a Michigan Woodstock festival there, which I have no idea how that worked out.
Well, maybe that's the scam, because it's like you break it, you buy it. So then they just get people to go play a show, And that's how they make their money. If you break all the stuff, you can buy
that
it.
sounds like a Nathan Fielder episode.
No.
Honestly, it does. Nathan, for you, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
What's our new
definitely-
business
that's
model?
Exactly. We have hardcore bands coming to break all your stuff.
No, literally, he did like that's like kind of perfect.
Yeah, real stuff.
All right, so I think I have the most important question of the night. I always ask every band I have on the radio this question. Are you ready?
Jared's gonna answer first.
Jaron, you're on the spot. Get ready. So, if your band was a candy, what candy would it be? And you can't say Snickers.
Oh, I got it.
The Three Musketeers,
Oh,
which I loved as a kid, but I haven't eaten one in so long. I'm convinced they like went out of business. Right? Have you seen one recently?
Yes. They're still
I
around.
have not eaten one of those in so long.
maybe they don't make it down here.
Jared's
Yeah,
like, well,
I
I don't leave the house either. He's like, I've never been to the gas station.
What?
No.
No, I got one. I think we're the Sour Patch Kids because if we pull up, we sour, we sweet, and then we gone.
And then we get 8. And then we eat. This is hard to answer. I think we're like a whatchamacallit because like we can't remember anything.
What's that?
A whatchamacallit? That's a chocolate bar, right?
Oh, yeah. It's got like
Hold up.
something in it.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm glad you're there with him because me and Jared are not.
Y'all never heard of a whatchamacallit?
Oh.
Hold on.
It has like
Let me make
caramel
sure I'm not
and Rice Krispies, probably. I love that candy bar. Like, it's honestly what I always say it's my favorite, but I don't know what's in it.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Yeah.
I can definitely say I've never had one of those.
Yeah, this is definitely a Mandela effect. Y'all are trying to
Yeah,
get me
yeah.
to believe
What-
that this exists.
Yeah, I think we're
Not falling for it
a whatchamacallit because we can't remember anything.
because it's not real.
But are you a whatchamacallit or a who's a what's it?
Is that a candy bar? Because now you got me on a deep
That
one.
sounds like some Kalamazoo stuff.
Wait, what's it called?
It's by the
Are you
same people who make the whatchamacallit. It's a who's a what's it.
Is that real?
Yeah.
I thought you were
They're
joking
playing.
again.
Don't fall for it. They're playing with us right now. What's it?
That is
It's
crazy.
AI.
Did you see it? Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. It has the same kind of like lettering and stuff and shape as the whatchamacallit.
And they got the what's it to you.
Yeah, and how's the Mahooza?
Hey, you never know.
I think we're in a Dr. Seuss
Dang.
book, guys.
Yeah. Started.
Anyway, we've got 2 more songs left for y'all. And then I just have one more question after the break. First up, we have Doot Doot. And then we have
Are we putting
Regret.
y'all on that?
So I just have one more question for you. So what does the future of this project look like? What is up next? We got some shows. We got some music. I know we've been talking about it a little bit, but what can our audience members be on the lookout for?
I would definitely say be on the lookout for new music, new record next year, new music videos, new content. We're going to be releasing our official silent comedy set. It's about an hour and a half of white noise. I'm not going to tell you all the release date of that one, though. Yeah, we're going to be trying to book more tours next year. I mean, the goal is to just, especially once we get the record kicking, is to try and get on the road more and more and, have something that's relevant to what we play to put out and give to people. So hopefully people will connect with it the way we've connected with it for the last 60 years.
Maybe DJ sets too, so we can like do some kind of things like we did tonight, kind of showing off some of these tunes that inspire us and mixing it with some of our own stuff too. Who knows, right?
Yep. We've been thinking about that for sure. Jaron?
Both of those things.
Maybe some more pedals, perhaps.
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty solid right now, and
Okay, fine. No more pedals.
Yeah, Jaron doesn't want to do anything else.
I want a Gretsch
Dave
guitar. I might get a Gretsch guitar.
Jan's working on them new merch designs too.
It's true.
Oh, well, I'm excited to see some new stuff from you in the new year. Some new tunes, some new merch. All right, we got one more.
Noise.
Maybe some white noise, some really weird experimental stuff. Honestly, I'm excited for that too. You know, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. We don't either. We just go by feeling.
All right, well, we got one more song for y'all. Nobody's coming in the studio after me, so, you know, I guess I could keep going all night. But, you know, we got to go to bed eventually, so.
Yapping.
Don't tempt them.
The last song we have for you is Regret by New Order off of their album Republic. And thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. This has been Wombat Music, taking you through the rabbit hole. Make sure to tune in next Tuesday for some weird indie underground Christmas music and holiday tunes of that sort. Won't be doing the show on the 29th because, you know, I've never been to trivia and my roommates have been begging me to go. So I might actually try my hand at that. And we'll see. Maybe we'll have some new bands from all across the country, hopefully, in the new year. But yeah, well, thanks again for joining us tonight. Hey, thanks. No comma. And
Comma period. Thank you so much for having us on. And I mean, anytime the folks of Kalamazoo want to hang out with us and talk to us, we're always down to come back and chat it up.
You'll know where to find us.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure, man. Maybe this summer.
At the Rabbithole.
Maybe so.
Perhaps.
Let's make plans.
All right, well, we got one last
Maybe
song
we'll
for you. Stick around. This has been Through the Rabbit Hole with Hey Thanks.